there's anybody out there, do me a favor. Just type no if you could hear me. If by chance anybody's out there. I'll wait. Let me know if you could hear me. On my end, it's saying everything is good. But I mean, hey, if you guys can't hear me, then I need to go back out and see what's going on. Can anybody hear me out there? I'm going to continue doing my live and see. The United States Olympic men's basketball team. Apparently there's talk out there talking about, there's a bit of a conversation saying how this team would have done against the Dream Team. And now I'm beginning to think it's starting to sound a little bit borderline insane. Maybe now we just need to stop figuring out errors and stuff like that and just appreciate what we have going on during the time that we have it going on at. Meaning, when we had the Dream Team back then, we had the opportunity to enjoy that Dream Team. Today, in 2024, you have this American team. I suggest you guys just enjoy this American team. Forget about comparisons, forget about all that nonsense, because hey, it's when we start doing the comparing and stuff like that, that's when we start to see the insanity that everybody has to offer. Now, call me a dinosaur, call me old school, call me whatever you want. I personally think the Dream Team would have mopped the floor with these guys that you have out there in Paris right now. They would have mopped the floor with them. Guaranteed. For the simple fact of the matter that the Dream Team was made up of a whole bunch of players that didn't know what it was to lose, nor did they like the taste of losing. When you hear players from the Dream Team tell you that the practices and scrimmages were more intense than any other competition that they faced, what does it tell you? And honestly speaking, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall watching those guys scrimmage. Because that to me, that's basically an NBA basketball game that Warrior X, what's going on, my man? Facts. That's all I try to speak up here is nothing but facts. I would have done anything in the world to have watched one of their practice scrimmages, because the competition that you were seeing in that particular scrimmage, people got to pay all kind of money right now to watch that in the league. I mean, you talk about guys like Magic Johnson, you talk about guys like Larry Bird. These are guys that had killer instincts. Karl Malone, Charles Barkley. They played with pride. They did not like the taste of losing. This team here, the United States American team that you guys sent this year, they have all the, how could I say it? They have everything it takes to win. But they look like if they actually lose one game, it's okay with them. Wow. Magic or Steph? Okay. You see, you got to understand one thing. You asked that question, Magic or Steph Curry, I think you're talking about. Now, wow. Honestly speaking, I personally would probably choose Magic Johnson for the simple fact of the matter that Magic Johnson was a floor general. He couldn't give you much on the offensive side of the ball. When I say much, I'm talking about like shooting wise. He wasn't exactly a great shooter, but in terms of being able to distribute the ball and give it to guys in the area that they really need it, in terms of able to position people on the court and basically run your offense, I would have to take Magic. Steph Curry's he is a beast, but that whole run and gun style it's as good as it looks. I think it's just something that's kind of messed up the game a little bit with the way in which, you know, like the basketball used to be taught. It's messed it up, and unfortunately now Steph Curry's an individual that makes it a lot harder for guys like myself to coach younger kids, because we could be telling them stuff till we're blue in the face, but if Steph Curry's not doing it, they're not trying to do it. You know, all this running up to half court and jacking up a shot and all that kind of stuff, that's not basketball the way I know it. It looks beautiful when it goes in. Well, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, Steph Curry missed 40% of those shots. How beautiful would basketball look then? Is all I'm saying. And now when you see everybody just doing exactly that, running and gunning, it takes a little bit away from me. You're starting 5 all time, other than MJ and Kobe. Okay, so no MJ, no Kobe. Starting 5. Wow. No MJ. Give me a second now, because hey, I want to give you a very good answer to this question. That's a good question. I like this. My center would be Akeem Olajuwon. Yes, sir. My 4 guy, power forward. You got a lot of guys at that particular spot. Depending on what you really wanted at that position. If you wanted rebounding, I mean, I'd have to go with Dennis Rodman all day long. And the main reason why I take Dennis Rodman on my team is because he'd be able to play 2 different positions. But if you wanted somebody that was going to give you a lot of pizzazz at the 4 spot, Sean Kemp. Point guard, Allen Iverson. Shooting guard. Wow. Honestly speaking, if you're asking me, shooting guard, give me Ray Allen. I'll take Ray Allen on my squad any day of the week. Oh yeah. When he pulled up and let that shot go, it was picture perfect. It was a beautiful thing to watch back in the day, especially when he was in Seattle. Beautiful. Nah, not Seattle. Sorry, Milwaukee. When he was playing with the Bucks. That jump shot was just totally outstanding. And I've got one more position that I've got to fill. I gave you a shooting guard. I gave you the center, power forward. What am I missing? The 3 spot. Remy, thanks for joining us, my friend. How are you? No MJ. MJ, no Kobe. That's where you really crippled me with that question. No word of a lie. Because it's been the first time somebody's asked me a question and I wasn't allowed to pick the two obvious picks for those positions kind of thing. So that's the reason why I'm struggling now. Very good question. I love this. Who would I have at number 3? Small forward. Small forward. Give me a second. Give me a second. I want to give you a quality small forward. Not that I'm taking this amount of time for it. Past or present? Tracy McGrady? It's a pretty okay, you know, something that I put together real quick, but they'd still be able to go out there and make noise, don't you think? I mean, you cannot go wrong with Akeem Olajuwon at the center position. There was absolutely nobody that could stop him one-on-one in the center position. I'm sorry, with the footwork and everything. Danny Claire, LeBron would not. He wouldn't even be on my. He would on a team that I'd put together. Okay, I'd be a liar if I say he wouldn't be on the squad, but he would not be one of the starting 5. Absolutely not. I'm a firm believer. I personally don't think LeBron would have fared well back in the day. Ethan Da Silva. Da Silva. How you doing? I personally do not think that that LeBron James would have done well back in the day. He would have been a role player back in the 90s, back in, yeah, those days. Because of the simple fact of the matter, he's more of a finesse player. He's not into the contact. And back then, it was all about the physical play of basketball. You know, I believe it or not. I mean, you know, I'm a firm believer. I tell people, even though Michael Jordan is my GOAT, I specifically tell people, Michael Jordan would never have been able to do what LeBron was able to accomplish by going to other teams and making them that much better. That was my impression when LeBron first came into the league. Now, hold on. The question I'm asking you guys is, does LeBron actually make teams better by himself? Or is it when he goes to those teams, all of the maneuvering that the teams have to do in order to surround players around him? You think so? I mean, if you take a look at his career, with the exception of his first stint, he makes them better. Okay. I'm just, and I'm honestly speaking, I'm asking this question with no disrespect whatsoever. Which young player has LeBron James taken under his wing and made better? I can't think of any. Don't say Kyrie Irving, because Kyrie Irving was a boss coming into the league. Every opportunity that LeBron James has had to take a player under his wing. Yes, I am Canadian. Yes, I am. Canadian all day. Caribbean Canadian, that is. LeBron James, when he first... You are. That's right. That's what we do out here. Go Canada, go. Our Canadian men's basketball team, I'm predicting them to at least come back home with a bronze medal. That's my prediction. Let me know what you think. Yeah, man, us Canadians are out here, man. We're not taking no disrespect from them. We know what we're talking about out here. But I got to ask you one question. LeBron James, when he was in Cleveland the first time around, he had an opportunity to bring in Andrew Wiggins because Andrew Wiggins was the #1 draft pick out in Cleveland. They got rid of Andrew Wiggins. Miami, we really can't talk about Miami because he went to a pretty well-oiled machine. When he came back to Cleveland, once again, they had to move pieces around in order to make it a friendly enough team for him to go ahead and do what he had to do. When he went to LA, that was his opportunity. That was his opportunity to do exactly what he had to do. He had Ball. He had the Ingram. He had Josh Hart. Was Randall still on that team at that time? I'm not sure. He had a good young nucleus that if he really was part of this entire GOAT conversation, that was his time to make these guys better. He might not have been able to do it in the first year, but I believe maybe 2-3 years with these guys, him giving them his knowledge of the game, the knowledge that they say he has. What kind of team do you guys think you guys would have out there in LA? But they got rid of everybody to give him a win now team. The only problem is that when you do that for LeBron James, it leaves the organization in a worse place once he's done with that particular organization. Cleveland is still trying to recover from Hurricane LeBron. Miami, the main reason why Miami was able to bounce back as quickly as they were is because they go by a different system. They don't allow players to conduct the pace of that team. You see, because they have a general manager like a Pat Riley, he is old school. I guess. I'm just not one of those individuals that he impresses way too much. Like, you know, you have a lot of the younger generation where they consider LeBron James to be the GOAT. And I understand it. My kids are around that age too. I have this conversation with them on a regular basis. I understand. Because of the simple fact of the matter that the younger generation, they didn't get an opportunity to witness an individual like a Michael Jordan come into the league, go through his bumps and bruises, and build his dynasty out there in Chicago. Luckily, I had that opportunity to see all of that because, I mean, I followed Michael Jordan all through college. When Michael Jordan was in college, I couldn't stand Michael Jordan. Why? Because my team in college was the Georgetown Hoyas. What did Michael Jordan, James Worthy, and Sam Perkins do? They went and defeated my Georgetown Hoyas. So Michael Jordan was not my guy. It's when he got into it. It was a season after they beat the Georgetown Hoyas that I finally had to say, no, this guy is absolutely correct. I can't take that away from you. MJ is the GOAT, and numbers don't lie. So yes, you are absolutely correct. LeBron is still one of the best. He's one of the greatest. He is one of the greatest. And you guys should get this on recording because this is the first time that these words are actually coming out of my mouth. And it might be the very last time you hear these words coming out of my mouth. But if I'm going to be real and honest about it, yes, he is one of the best players out there that's ever played the game. He is. He deserves at least that. I personally think he gets a little bit way too much credit, but he does deserve that credit that you just said right there. Whoa. For me, I personally saw the question there, Allen Iverson or Kyrie Irving. You can't go wrong with either one of the two. I presume you're talking about the prime Allen Iverson. But I mean, Kyrie Irving, he is just downright dirty. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, I maybe now because he's a little bit older now, from what I saw in last year's playoffs, that people are finally able to kind of play him one-on-one. But before last season, there wasn't a man born yet that was able to play Kyrie Irving one-on-one. Any man. One-on-one, Kyrie Irving would cook you. 3 the hard way. Yeah, okay. For LeBron, if you're talking about LeBron being at least top 3, wow. Okay. I mean, he probably wouldn't be on my list of the top 3, but I'd be okay with him being on a top 3 list. As long as that list was done properly, in the order that it should be done with. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. Would you agree with that? Because there's a lot of people trying to erase Kobe Bryant's legacy. So, I mean, hey. For the age of 40, for LeBron James to be doing what he's doing, there is a little bit of greatness to that. I believe he's getting a little bit of assistance in order for him to be able to be doing this at his age. But again, that's just my own personal opinion. Plain and simple. Because I don't see how it is possible for somebody at the age of 40 to be jumping out of the gym the way he's jumping out of the gym. At the age of 40, he should be having a lot more of a finesse game. You know, one of those kind of games where you see what his son is doing. His son did in the summer league. That's what LeBron James should be doing. That should be his game. Drifting out to the 3-point line and just staying there till when everything else fails, somebody will pass it to you, and you take your chances and hit a 3-point shot. Longevity. I understand longevity. I do. Honestly, Remy, I understand longevity. But to be able to be doing it at this level, come on, man. Like, doesn't it make you wonder? Let me know. I mean, you know, I don't want to be throwing no kind of shade on him because, hey, I can't accuse him of doing anything. I've never seen him do anything. I'm just basing it on what my eyes are telling me. The stature of his body and the way he's able to get up and down the court. It's unheard of. It's unheard of. And I guess, Remy, you believe he's getting no assistance whatsoever? I mean, it's safe to say that? Okay. You got the John Morants of the world. That's, you know, if he could keep his nose clean and stay out of trouble. You got the Ant-Man. I really think that this guy, he has the qualities to take the game to another level. Most definitely. Wemby, you can't go wrong with Wemby. I mean, you can't, what he has, you can't coach. You understand what I mean? What he has, you can coach him the fundamentals, but he comes with that height and fundamentals. Honestly speaking, he's going to be a force to reckon with. He really is. But I think, no word of a lie, that a lot of people are sleeping on this young kid. You see this guy, Zach Edey? This guy, Zach Edey, he's gonna be a dominant force in this league. He is gonna be a dominant force in this league. I think if you sleep on this guy could have I compare him to a watered-down Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Meaning he's not going to be as great as Kareem, but I feel he's going to be that effective. Don't sleep on Zach Edey. Not to mention the team that he's on. That's going to be a good young team. I'm telling you, one good young team. So if they could get their stuff together, that's going to be the team of the future right there. You heard it here first on Double the Innocence. That's going to be the team right there. Guaranteed. Yes, sir, Bob. But all that to say, the U.S. men's team, I predict them to win their gold medal. I'm predicting that Canada could at least leave these Olympics with a bronze medal. I think they're good enough to at least leave these Olympics with a bronze medal. The U.S. women's team, if they don't wake up and get their stuff together quick, they're going to get mollywopped. Because I saw China and I saw, who did China play? China play Spain. Who's winning the chip next year? Wow, it's a little bit too early to say. It's a little bit too early to say, but please be up here and ask me that question. Maybe halfway next season. I'll have an answer for you by then, for sure. It's way too early to say. I mean, there's still a lot of moves being made. You know, all I really want to see is every team beat the Lakers next year. That's what I really want to see. Every single team beat the Lakers next year. Why? Because I believe Bronny James has taken a roster spot from somebody who rightfully deserves it. That's my personal opinion. And that's a discussion we're going to have the next time. I want you guys to have yourself a wonderful day. I got to get out of here and get back to work. Remy, Danny, thank you guys for coming up and sharing a little bit of time with me, man. I appreciate you guys. With that being said, Double the Innocence with your boy E-Dub is out. I want you guys to share. I want you guys to like, and I need you guys to subscribe. Help this channel grow. Have yourself a blessed day, peeps. Have a good one, Remy.